My beauty, my style, self-growth, my way.
What's that, boo? I need to get this rant off real quick. Man, y'all. Okay, I've been having a morning. First of all, I wanted to film this video at 8 o'clock this morning. It's 2. It's 2 o'clock, and the reason it's 2 o'clock is because I needed to pick up a package last week. Okay? I had to pick up a package last week, and it still ain't got there. I don't know if it's because I'm just like on an emotional, like, baby, it took that one thing to send me over the motherfucking roof, okay? Do anybody else feel like a psychopath when they start their menstrual? I have had a morning. I have been trying to do better about, like, if I know that there are things that I just cannot control, I cannot get upset. Patience and learning to let go. I had to really sit back and be like, you know what? I am not gonna let this ruin my day. Like, I still wanna be able to go home. I still wanna be able to record my video and give all of my energy to that, because I didn't wanna come on here and give y'all no half, no half ASS. I didn't wanna come on here and give y'all no half excuse of a video. Like, even though, yes, my platform has not grown like to the hundreds of thousands yet, but I still, like, this is still me showing up for myself, and I want to make sure that every time I turn this camera on that I'm giving 1,000%. You know what I'm saying? This PMS, baby, on this cycle, oh my gosh, all I know is that I gave my husband a warning, and I was like, look, babe, you might want to just stay clear the next couple of days, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, enough with my rant, because I know y'all probably y'all don't give a damn about my rant. What I really wanted to get on here and talk about today was I came across a TikTok video from AllyiahsFace. Now, if y'all don't know who AllyiahsFace is, like, you've been under a rock or something, because homegirl been doing her thing on YouTube for like the last 7 years, 8 years, I think she said. I watch her, like, she's one of my regulars that I watch. Now, here's the thing, y'all. One of my promises to myself when I started my YouTube channel was I didn't want to use somebody else's name in my title or use somebody else's name for my own personal gain. I just feel like, when I started my process, I'm like, I want to do this on my own. Like, I don't want to tag people. I don't want to say their names. But in this case, y'all, when I came across this video, this was, first and foremost, this was God speaking to me directly. And on top of that, this video put so many things into perspective for me that I was like, you know what? I am going to have to make a video about this. Anyway, when I looked at her post, y'all, it was a nice little lengthy post about pretty much everything that, she's gone through in her journey as of being a YouTuber. She started from the beginning. She said, she started in college because she had some family type stuff going on. She had to unenroll from school. And then it kind of went into her like saying how she just kept on kept posting because it was what she loved to do. And from there, she, kind of went not in depth, but kind of touched on subjects of, past relationships, situations with her apartment complex, how she bought her first car and it had a high interest rate. And we all can relate to that subject, baby, because I ain't always had good credit, okay? Long story short, she went through several different slides, and each slide was a picture from her past, and she kind of just touched on what was going on in that time frame and how she still, continued to post on YouTube. Y'all, when I say I ended up having a very long conversation with my husband that night. Hold on, I need my micellar water. Hold on. I ended up having a really long conversation with my husband that night because here's the thing, my husband has like been the main person in my corner that's like, yo, babe, your moment is coming. Like, I know that you get frustrated sometimes looking at your numbers and checking to see, you know, who's looking at what, who like what. I still have to work on those things myself. I am still currently working on those things myself, where I have to make sure that I get right off of social media as soon as I'm done posting, because mentally I am still training myself to not do comparison and stuff like that. So I still make sure that I'm getting off of my socials. Well, anyway, we had a long discussion and I was talking to him. I'm like, you know, it's funny that we continuously miss God's timing. Like, that has been one of the biggest things for me, is I continue to ignore the fact that I need to be on God's timing. This girl, not this girl, she's a woman. This woman has steadily posted on her YouTube the past 7-8 years. And here's the thing. She posted even before YouTube was really paying like buku money. You know what I'm saying? Like, she got on there and she did it for fun. She did it with no thought about, oh my gosh, I can make millions of dollars like how it is now. You know, it's people making hella money from YouTube. We all know that. But back in, you know, 2008, 9, 10, people really were just doing it for fun. It wasn't a lot of brands working with, you know, content creators and influencers back then. People just got on here and they did it for fun. They did it because they genuinely just liked, you know, making videos and getting on there and just kind of showing their life. When I sat back and I thought about it from that perspective, I was like, y'all, I have really gotten away from my whole purpose of getting on YouTube. I had gotten away from me doing content creation for fun and enjoying the fact that I'm on here just doing me. Like, I never wanted to get on here with the expectation of everything's got to be perfect. I just wanted to get on here and be like, you know what, I did it. Because a lot of us are deathly afraid of getting on YouTube. Let's just call it what it is. All of us are so afraid of getting on YouTube because of that reason. We want everything to be perfect. We want all the subscribers. And granted, sometimes that happens overnight for some people. Like, it really can. Sometimes it happens quickly. But for a lot of us, we got to put that work in. We lose sight of the fun because we know how much money can be made. And then we start doing everything with, you know, our mindset changes. And, you know, for me, it happened. I really wanted to give you guys that example. And I really hope that y'all saw that video. Like, for real, if anybody else saw her post and y'all had that same kind of moment where you was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this all backwards, comment below and tell me your thoughts on it. But like I said, I really wanted to use that as an example today because I just felt like it was a perfect example, and it was a perfect moment of me understanding, like, okay, God, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. If you have noticed, I have made a lot of different shifts on my channel. Like, I started with beauty, I started with tutorials. Then I was like, okay, I don't feel like that's working. Then I switched into kind of more motivational sit down type videos. And although I was getting, you know, I started getting really great responses on those videos, I also was starting to miss my beauty aspect of my channel. My whole thing was I wasn't seeing the results when I wanted to see them. And that was the problem. I was not seeing the results when I felt like I should be seeing them. So when my tutorials weren't popping off and I had only did them for what, 2 months, I think. And I was like, well, I'm not seeing good results, so maybe I should try something else. Okay. So then I started doing like get ready with me's. And even though my get ready with me's, I feel like are very similar to what I'm doing right now, I felt like my topics of discussion were not all the way there. Like, I was still kind of being stiff. Golly, I made that dark. Ooh, all right, we're gonna have to really blend that in. I kind of started moving around with my content, really trying to figure out what's gonna crack the code. And there was no code to crack. Like, the only code to crack was me cracking myself over the head and saying, sit your ass down and wait and be patient. And I was not trying to do that. Golly, how did I end up with that much product on my brush? I just really needed to sit down and be patient, y'all. And again, going back to Aaliyah's video that she posted, she put in 7 years. 7, and if I'm quoting wrong, it may be 8, but let's just say it was 7 because that's the number in my head for whatever reason. She has been consistent for 7 years. I haven't even been on YouTube for a year. So when I say y'all, I have really just kind of sat down and been like, okay, how can I get back to taking my hands off the wheel and saying, you know what, Lord God, please guide me. Please show me what I need to do. And the first thing was, okay, take your hands off the steering wheel. So if y'all noticed, I did kind of a rebrand. And I actually did my rebrand with a whole nother purpose behind it. I changed my original name on YouTube was Let's Work the Day with Toni Ray. And Let's Work the Day was about just working on anything that came to mind, you know, whether you're working on your home, working on your self-esteem, working on self-growth, working on beauty, working on becoming more feminine. It was all about working, right? Well, at some point I did create a new, I can't remember if it was a new TikTok or Instagram. I actually created both. I changed my name on all of my platforms so they could be consistent again. And when I was really sitting back thinking about it, I'm like, okay, well, what would be a great representation of where I am now? What would be a great representation of me in this phase? Trusting, I'm about to burp, excuse me. Oh gosh, excuse me. I was sucking in too much air because I'm talking too much, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I was like, what would be a really good representation of me in this new season where I'm deciding to trust in God, you know, really put my focus back on my spiritual walk, take my focus so much off of making everything look perfect and just showing up and being my, you know, true, authentic, raw form. What would be a great representation of that? And I called my sister and I was like, yo, I need some help because I was like really just having a brain freeze. I'm like, I don't really know what I could call myself that would, you know, kind of show that representation of where I am right now. And she was like, well, what about your way? Like the Toni Ray way. I said, girl, I ain't got to think no further. I said, that's it. I even put a little intro video, and y'all know how I feel about my intro videos. I talked about that on my YouTube tips, like, because I really don't like, I didn't like intro videos at first, but me not liking the intro videos came from, again, me wanting everything to be perfect and trying to make sure that my platform took off the quickest. And I was watching a lot of tips and they were saying, you know, like it's a bad idea to have those long intro videos, which I do agree, because if your intro video is too long and it's not visually pleasing, is that the right word? Pleasing, I said pleasing. If it's not visually pleasing, then you're going to lose the viewer, because like it's just too much extra froth, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, you know, I want to go back to putting my video on there. I want to go back to having an intro video because that will give me a way to kind of show everything that I do and reiterate what my channel is about. My way, what was the first one? My beauty, my style, my growth, my way. Me in that moment deciding like, no, I'm not going to continue to do this anybody else's way. I'm not going to continue to take anybody else's tips outside of, you know, if they're good business tips. Like, I'm a businesswoman and I ain't going to miss out on no opportunities. But anything that I do moving forward is going to be my way. And if my way, which is God's way, and what his timing is for me, if that takes another 2 years, that's fine with me. Because you know what? At the end of the day, I'm going to get on here. I'm going to show up every day and I'm going to continue to do my silliness. You know what I'm saying? But no, seriously though, I'm going to continue to get on here and show up for myself every single day, regardless of if my content blows up in the first year, or if it blows up in 2 years, or if it blows up with this video. I don't know. But whatever the timing is that God has for me, that's the timing that I am willing to, you know, wait for. And on top of that, I know that I am being conditioned, and I'm being prepared for something greater. Y'all, when I say, I have no doubt in my mind that I will have a very large platform. I have no doubt in my mind. I have received so much confirmation in my life, so much confirmation through the comments that you guys leave on my platform. And like I said, I'm not coming from a cocky standpoint or anything like that. I just know what God has allowed me to see, the visions that I have been given. I know, but I also know that God is not done with me yet. Clearly, y'all heard me drop a fat ass F-bomb at the beginning, and I just said fat ass. Oops. But I have been really trying to watch my mouth. And when I say, I can cuss like a sailor, okay? Like, I be trying to work on it. I really be trying to work on it, y'all. And I'm not perfect, like I said, so don't judge me. Regardless of if things happen overnight, if things happen over time, you are still growing. And I've been really having to remind myself of that here recently. And I've been making a lot of videos where I say that as well. You have to be willing to show up for yourself every single day. Show up even when things are hard. Show up when you feel like you're not growing. That's why we have to get back to the fun of just posting. You don't want to force my subscribers. I want my community to be genuinely here for me, genuinely know, like, you know, what we do on this channel, you know what I'm saying? And genuinely be here and want to rock with me because they want to see me win. I want to genuinely build my community up. So it's all about really understanding, are you in it for the long haul? Like, I really had to sit and answer that question to myself. Like, am I really in this for the long haul? And if I'm not going to be in it for the long haul, then I might as well just stop now, because I don't know how long this thing can take. Like I said, I don't know how long it can take. But, you know, all in all, this is what I'm choosing. I'm choosing God's timing, and I'm choosing to, you know, steadily allow God to condition me and prepare me for the life that I know that I'm going to have at some point. But I have to trust. I have to trust that God is going to lead me down the way in the path that I'm supposed to be on, for me and me only. So this is my way. I'm gonna have to edit a lot of this out. So let me go ahead and speed through my face so we can go ahead and wrap up the video. Because I told y'all I'm gonna get better at this. I'm going to get better at this. I might not, but we're gonna see. The face is done, baby. The face is done, okay? Yeah. Nah, but anyway, I really wanted to get the rest of the footage of me finishing out my face, y'all. But the way that memory card was set up, that mug was full and I couldn't. I'm so sorry. But if y'all definitely want to see like a tutorial, you know, of how I do my face, I'll do it for y'all, because I really don't like doing tutorials. But I will definitely do that for y'all if y'all would like to see that. But anyway, like I said, just to wrap up the video, you got to be in it for the long haul, okay? Like, you have to understand and know that some days are gonna be real good. Some days you're gonna have really good increase. You're gonna have a great day of filming. You're gonna have a video that, you know, might do really well. And then you're gonna have some days that are going to be really slow. And it's funny because I just came across a clip where Kevin Hart was like, one of the hardest things to do is get up every single day, keep fighting, keep pushing, and go nowhere, and you're stuck. Let me say this, you're never stuck. So even if you are getting up every single day continuously and you feel like you're not going anywhere, you're still growing in those moments, because more than anything else, you are teaching yourself consistency. You are teaching yourself how to show up for yourself, even when you don't see the growth and you don't see brands, you know, in your DMs and emails and all that. You're still growing. So just know that it's going to take some time. It might or it might not, but either way, just prepare yourself mentally to be like, I gotta be in this for the long haul, because I don't know how long it can take. But like I said, do like me. Decide to do it your way, okay? Talk about the topics that you want to talk about. Get on here and be fun, be real, be raw, because more than anything else, that is exactly what people want to see, and that is what's going to hook them into wanting to even see your journey, follow who you are, and even want to get to know you, okay? So this makeup is pretty, y'all. I feel like every time I do my makeup, it's getting better and better because I keep practicing. If you've been here before, you already know I gotta drop it in on the end, but if you have not, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below, baby. And also make sure that you are hitting that notification bell as well, so you can see when my little, you know, my little talks and my little videos and my little this and my little that, they go up on the channel. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, thanks for coming to rock with your girl. And I'm gonna go ahead and, y'all see this hair get stuck on my finger? I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here, and I will catch y'all on the next video, baby. Okay? Bye, love.